Governor continued saying masks should be especially worn when social distancing might be tough, like in grocery stores or getting takeout food. It is the first Friday in Augusta since restaurants can reopen across Georgia, and now shelter-in-place is lifted, but are restaurants taking the risk? Laura Pugliese live for us over the Augusta Exchange. And Laura, have you seen more places open or closed?
We're definitely seeing a little bit of both. Some places open, some closed, but every single day, more and more places open up, and there's way more cars on the road every single day. Ever since that shelter-in-place order has been lifted, we know that the Y opened their gyms back up, and right here at the Augusta Exchange, the places that are open are pretty packed. At 11 a.m. on the dot, people rushed to get a seat at Twin Peaks after they opened their dining room back up. Nearby, a full parking lot and people with full appetites at a Waffle House.
They're open through everything. So just seeing it closed, and it really feels like another world.
For John Medlin and his little sister Lacey, open doors is a sign of hope. They've been waiting for a sign to see their grandparents again.
I've been having to stay quarantined most of the time, and I get to play outside sometimes.
Really finally able to get out. I'm meeting my grandparents, and that feels real good, being able to see them after so long. It's been a good month and a half at least.
Over on Washington Road, traffic was back to bumper, but places still hesitant to open. And on Broad Street, most stores like Pineapple Inn Tavern remain closed for dine-in.
We've decided as a restaurant that we're going to look towards the safety of our staff as well as our customers and patrons and not reopen at this time, just wait a little bit longer.
A tough decision, especially since they opened a week before the mayor ordered the shutdown.
And then we get it rocking and rolling 1 week, have a big week, and then the next week is just shut down, ghost town.
Open door closed, one thing is sure.
Man, we are itching to reopen this restaurant.
People want to get back, but they also want to be safe. And the dine-in restaurants that I visited all follow certain protocols like wearing a mask, but for customers it's really a social responsibility, and most places and most people that I saw today were not wearing masks.
But 6 o'clock on a Friday, the road behind you is normally a lot busier than that, although we do see some traffic out there. Laura Pugliese live over the Augusta Exchange for us. I want to give you a live look at the Cal 7 still in the hospital. Aiken Regional with 25 people testing positive, 25 positive patients at the Charlie Norwood VA.
And right outside the VA today, dozens of nurses protest asking for better protection, paid leave, and communication. And they weren't alone. Nurses all across the country rallied for the same reason. Sydney Heiberger has their plea.
Healthcare workers at more than 130 hospitals around the country took to the streets today to protest for better working conditions, including right here at Charlie Norwood VA. Nurses say conditions on the front lines are nowhere near where they should be.
If these protections aren't immediately enacted, the nurses may get sick and be unable to take care of our heroes, our veterans.
Heroes taking care of heroes, but nurses on the front line say they need more PPE to do it.
Every day where I work, nurses have to sign for an N95 protective mask, and they have to use that single mask throughout their entire shift.
Jacqueline Mitchell says her department gets one surgical mask to wear for the whole week.
I just feel like N95 would be more appropriate, especially since I tested positive.
Jacqueline tested positive for COVID-19 about a month ago. She requested an N95 mask when she returned to work, but says she was denied.
I'm here today because that's not right.
Charlie Norwood says all VA employees have the appropriate PPE as per CDC guidelines, and they say those guidelines are clear. Not every healthcare worker will need the same quantity and type of PPE. Jackie says PPE wasn't her only struggle. She said it took her a while to get tested, and because she didn't present a fever as a symptom, she said she was told to continue reporting to work. By the time she did finally get a test, she'd already exhausted her paid leave.
I was out on mandatory quarantine for 3 weeks, and while I was out, I did not receive pay.
These nurses say they want to continue protecting our country's veterans.
The time to act is now, and we don't have time to waste.
But they need protection themselves to do it. In Augusta, Sydney Heiberger, on your side.
These nurses putting their lives on the line to try to help other people. If you want to see the VA's full response to today's protest, we have that on WRDW.com.
We're also learning about more